my high school ceramics room. I want to give you a look inside. Come on in. So, this is my high school art room. This is where I teach ceramics and sculpture and drawing. It is a very large room, but it's large because I have about 150 students that I see. There are 2 other art teachers in my high school here, but I focus just on pottery and sculpture mainly, and drawing as well. So I wanted to give you a little bit of a look inside of my classroom and what I do to keep a room like this organized, because it's a lot of work to keep a room that's, especially a ceramics room, organized the way I have it. So come on over here. Let me show you what I have my kids do in the morning. When my kids come in the morning or in the afternoon, they just take a look at these schedules that I have up on the board, these nice agendas, and they know exactly what they are supposed to do when they first come in. So they know when they come in, they need to get their do now going, and then they know that these things are going to come right after it. I also put my daily expectations so the kids know exactly what needs to be done by the end of that day, and also the do now exercise, which I always post on Google Classroom. Come on over here. I'm going to show you where I have the kids store their sketchbooks and their binders if they would like that. I bought these nice bins and they have these cute tags right here. And what I have done is at the beginning of the year I had the kids put these color-coded class stickers on each of their binders. And what this makes it easy for is that sometimes I end up with kids having their sketchbooks and stuff floating around the room. And then if I find a lonely sketchbook, what I do is I just say, oh, it belongs in period 2, and I can put it right back where it belongs. It's been very easy, big game changer this year. I also have the kids do the same thing with their pencil cases, which they keep their supplies in. I gave them all pencil cases at the beginning of the year, and they can just store their stuff right in here, and they are ready to go when they come into my art room. Come over here, I'll show you where the kids in my pottery and sculpture classes keep their artwork when they are still working on it. This is where I have them put all their ceramics, their sculptures, things like that that they're working on, independent work and so forth. And this has been a game changer because it keeps all of my countertops nice and clean, and I don't have to worry about any clutter floating around and so forth. All the kids know that they just shove their stuff right here and they can come grab it when they come in and get right to work. So let me show you my sink area, which I have also come up with a clever system for keeping organized. One of the ways that I have kept it organized was I had this issue last year where my sinks were getting clogged because the kids were washing their clay hands in the sink and their tools and stuff, and all the clay was ending up down the drain. So what I came up with was this color coding system. So every row of tables had been assigned a different color for a different color coded sink. So we have our green sink here, we have our red sink, our yellow sink, and our blue sink. And so the kids know which sink they're supposed to use. And this makes it easier because rather than having all of the kids going to one sink and washing and then having one clogged sink, I have 4 sinks that are kind of taking on even duty. So that's made a big difference this year for my sinks. I also have my rags that I have hung up here. I bought this cute thing in IKEA. This is actually a shoe rack, but I use it to keep rags and such on. And I'll show you around on the other side where I keep all of the cleaning stuff that the kids use. So what I have done is I have organized these bins here, which I bought these at Target. I bought these sponges. They have put the sponges in here. I have the brushes go in here, the Dixie cups, which aren't in there right now, scrapers and so forth. And I also keep the spray balls over here. The key behind keeping all of the cleaning materials out is so that the kids use them and that there's no excuse to have a dirty room because the kids know exactly where all the materials are. They know exactly where things go when they're done, and that's a really good expectation to have for them. So let me go over here. I'm going to show you where the kids throw on the pottery wheels. It's a little bit messy because my kids aren't very good about cleaning up after themselves. I've been on them about it lately, but that's always a work in progress. Come on over here. I'm going to show you where I keep my glazes. When I first came in here, there was no complete organized system for how the glazes were organized. So what I did was I came up with this system where I made this board, hung up some nails on it, and I have these color-coded tiles on here. Each tile has a color sticker on it with a different number, and this is how we locate where the glazes are. So The purple glaze, this purple sticker means that this belongs on the purple shelf. So on the purple shelf, it's all organized by number, and each glaze has its own spot. I have roughly around 2,000 glazes, about 150 different types of glazes, maybe more. I don't really know, to tell you the truth. And this system has been revolutionary for helping me keep this all organized. As you can imagine, that's a lot of work, and my students have helped me a whole lot in keeping this organized as well. Come on inside here. I'm going to show you where the kids put their artwork when they're done with it and they're ready for it to go into the kiln to be fired. It's messy, I know that, but that's because I usually just take the stuff and I usually just throw it in the kiln once they put it in here. So this, I just throw the kids' artwork in here. We have our 2 kilns back here. I often do both a glaze and a bisque fire at the same time. And this year we started doing some glass firings as well. So we've been doing glass casting and glass fusing, so that's been very exciting this year. Let's go on back outside and I'll show you the closet, the other closet that I share with one of the other art teachers here. We have our cabinets here organized by what its purpose serves. So in here we have a bunch of random tools and such that we have, glue gun, things like that. This is like a sculpture closet, but we also have a cabinet for things like our flammables and so forth, which we're actually trying to get rid of a lot of this, but we have everything separated by its purpose. So come on back outside. Really quickly, this is where I have the kids shove all their artwork that they're still working on. They can come and just grab it. It's been very easy, separated by class period. And it's also very important for me to recognize the artwork that my students are doing throughout the year to help them keep them motivated until the very end of the school year. Kids tend to get burned out a little at the end. So what I have come up with was I bought this display case for about $90 at IKEA, and it's been very, very nice for displaying the students' artwork. And I rotate the stuff that goes in here, and the kids often just come in and they just take out their artwork when it's done. We don't have a whole lot left because it's the end of the school year, but I just have some of that stuff in there right now. Come on over here, and I will show you the last part of my room that I wanted to show you. And this is where I put all the stuff for critiques. Anything that the kids are critiquing, they can hang up on these clips that I've hung up on this wire, and it's been very good for small day critiques, short day projects, and so forth, and I just hang temporary stuff up there. So I wanted to thank you so much for coming and visiting my classroom. It's been a pleasure to have you in here. Have a good evening and a good night. Bye-bye.